Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 1 Year Bible reading by Christian Single Mom. My name is Kerri, and this is 365 readings of the King James Version of the Bible. We are on January 15th. You guys, today is my youngest's birthday. He is now 11 years old, and it's been a great day. Just cuddling with him and loving all over him and praying for him. And yeah, so it's late at night. I'm getting ready to go to bed, and I wanted to do this podcast real quick. It looks very, very short, so we shall see. It's still 3 pages and a half, so not too bad. Usually it's about 4 or 5 pages. And this one seems a little shorter. So let's get started and see what this is all about. Genesis 31:17, 32 through 12. Then Jacob rose up, and he set his sons and his wives upon camels. And he carried away all of his cattle and all of his goods which he had gotten, the cattle of his getting, which he had gotten in Panorama, for to go to Isaac his father in the land of Canaan. And Laban went to shear his sheep, and Rachel had stolen the images that were his father's, or her father's. And Jacob stole away unawares to Laban and the Syrian in what he had told him, not that he fled. So he fled with all that he had, and he rose up and passed over the river, and set his face toward the mount of Gilead. And it was told Laban on the third day that Jacob was fled. And he took his brethren with him and pursued after him 7 days' journey. And they overlooked him in the mount of Gilead. And God came to Laban the Syrian in a dream by night and said to him, Take heed that thou speak not to Jacob, either good or bad. And Laban overlooked Jacob. Now Jacob had pitched his tent in the mount of Laban, and Laban with his brethren pitched in the mount of Gilead. And Laban said to Jacob, What hast thou done? And thou hast stolen away unawares to me, and carried away my daughters as captives taken with the sword. Therefore doest thou flee away secretly, and steal away from me, and didst not tell me, that I may have to send thee away with mirth, and with songs, with tabret, and with harp, and hast not suffered me to kiss my sons and my daughters. Thou hast now done foolishly in doing so. It is in the power of my hand to do you hurt. But the God of your father spake unto me yesterday, saying, Take thou heed that you speak not to Jacob either good or bad. And now thou wouldest needest be gone, because you sore longest after thy father's house, yet therefore hast you stolen my gods. And Jacob answered and said to Laban, Because I was afraid, for I said peradventure that you wouldest take by force thy daughters from me. With whomever thou findest thy gods, let them not live before your brethren discern thou what is thine with me, and take it to thee. For Jacob knew not that Rachel had stolen them. And Laban sent to Jacob's tent, and into Leah's tent, and into the two maidservants' tents, but he found them not. And they went he out of Leah's tent, and entered into Rachel's tent. Now Rachel had taken the images, and put them on the camels' furniture, and sat upon them. And Laban searched all the tent, but found them not. And she said to her father, Let it not displease my lord that I cannot rise up before thee, for the custom of women is upon me. And he searched, but found not the images. And Jacob was wroth, and trod with Laban. And Jacob answered and said unto Laban, What is this trespass, that my sin, that thou hast so hotly pursued after me? Where else thou hast searched all of my stuff, and thou hast found all of my household stuff. Set it here before my brethren and thy brethren, that they may judge betwixt us. This 20 years have I been with thee, thy eyes and thy she goats have not cast their young, and the rams of the flock have I not eaten. That which was torn of beast I brought into the air, I bear the loss of it, and my hand didst thou require it, whetherly stolen by the day, or stolen by the night. Thus I was in the day, the drought consumed me, and the frost by night, and my sheep departed from my eyes. Thus have I been 20 years in thy house. I served thee 14 years for thy 2 daughters, and 6 years for thy cattle, and thou hast changed my wages 10 times. Except the God of my father, the God of Abraham, the fear of Isaac, had been with me, surely that thou hast sent me away now empty. God has seen my affliction and my labor of thy hands, and they rebuke thee yesternight. And Laban answered and said unto Jacob, These daughters are my daughters, and these children are my children, and these cattle are my cattle, and all that thou seest is mine. And that what can I do this day unto these my daughters, or unto their children which they have borne? Now therefore come thou, let us make a covenant, I and thou, and let it be for a witness between me and thee. And Jacob took a stone and set it up for a pillar. And Jacob said unto his brethren, Gather stones. And they took the stones, where they made a heap, and they did eat there upon the heap. And Laban called it Jegar Shodua, I don't know, but Jacob called it Galeed. And Laban said, The heap of the witnesses between me and thee this day, therefore was the name as it called Gilead. And Mizpah, for he said, The Lord watch between me and thee, and are absent from one another. If thou shalt afflict my daughters, or if thou shalt take other wives besides my daughters, no man is with us. See, God is witness betwixt me and thee. And Laban said to Jacob, Behold this heap, behold this pillar, which I have cast betwixt me and thee. This heap be witness, and his pillar be witness, that I will not pass over it heap to thee, and that thou shalt not pass over the heap and the pillar unto me for harm. The God of Abraham and the God of Noar, I guess, the God of their father, judge betwixt us. And Jacob sware by the fear of his father Isaac. Then Jacob offered sacrifice upon the mount, and called his brethren to eat bread, and they did eat bread, and tarried all night in the mount. And early in the morning Laban rose up and kissed his sons and his daughters, and blessed them. And Laban departed and returned unto his place. Jacob went on his way, and the angels of God met him. And when Jacob saw them, he said, This is God's host. And he called the name of the place Mahanaim. And Jacob sent his messengers before him to Esau his brother unto the land of Seir and the country of Edom. And he commanded them, saying, Thus shall ye speak unto thy lord Esau. Thy servant Jacob saith, Thus I have sojourneyed with Laban, and stayed there until now. And I have oxen and asses, flocks and men servants and women servants, that I have sent to tell my Lord, that I may find grace in thy sight. And the messengers returned to Jacob, saying, We came to thy brother Esau, and he also cometh to meet thee, and 400 men with him. Then Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed, that he divided the people that was with him, and their flocks, and their herds, and their camels, and into bands, and said, If Esau come to the one company and smite it, then the other company shall be left shall escape. And Jacob said, O God, my father Abraham, and God of my father Isaac, the Lord which saith unto me, Return unto thy country and into thy kindred, and I will deal with thee. I am not worthy of the least of all the mercies of all the truth which thou hast shewed into my servant, for With my staff I shall pass over this Jordan, and now I become two bands. Deliver me, I pray thee, from the hand of my brother and the hand of my Esau, for I fear him, lest he will come and smite me and the mother with the children. And thou sayest, I will surely do thee good, and make thy seed as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude. Matthew 10:26-11:6. Fear them not therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. What I tell you in darkness, that ye speak in light, and that ye hear in the ear, that preach ye upon the housetops. And fear not them which kill the body, which are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. They are not two sparrows sold for farthing, but one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father. But the very hairs on your head are all numbered. Fear ye not, therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows. Whoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess before my Father which is in heaven. But also shall deny me before men, will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. For I come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And the man's foes shall be they of this own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he said, that taketh not his cross and follow after me, it is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he shall lose his life for my sake shall find it. He that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me that sent me. He that receiveth a prophet in the name of the prophet shall receive a prophet's reward, and he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of the righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward. And whoever shall give to drink unto those little one cups of cold water only in the name of the disciple, verily I say unto you, he shall be no wise to lose his reward. And it came to pass that when Jesus had made an end commanding his 12 disciples, he departed thence to teach and to preach in their cities. Now when John had heard in the prison the works of Christ, he sent 2 of his disciples. He said unto them, Art thou be he that should come, or do we look for another? Jesus answered and said unto them, Go and shew John against those things which ye do hear and see. The blind will receive their sight, and the lame will walk, the lepers are clean, and the deaf hear. The deaf are raised up, and the poor have the gospel preached to them. And blessed is he whoever shall not be offended in me. Psalm 13, 1-6. How long wilt thou forget me, O Lord? Forever. How long wilt thou hide thy face from me? How long shall I take counsel in my soul, having sorrow in my heart daily? How long shall my enemy be exalted over me? Consider and hear me, O Lord, my God. Lighten thy eyes, lest I sleep in death. Lest my enemy say, I have prevailed against him. And those who have trouble rejoice when I am moved, but I have trusted in the mercy of my heart, shall rejoice in thy salvation. I will sing unto the Lord, because he hath dwelt bountiful with me. Proverbs 3:16-18. Length of days is in her, wisdom's right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all of her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her, and happy is everyone that retaineth her. I love Proverbs because it talks about her a lot. Even if it is talking about Israel, it's saying her. her. So I underlined it because it gives me um, hope that uh, God will give us wisdom as single moms out there, on what to do, how to act, what to say, the decisions that we make. Um, so that's it for this reading. I do also like in Psalms how they always, King David is saying a lot of questions to God, like, "How will thou forget me, O Lord?" He gets down and consider me and hear me, O Lord. I mean, it's almost like he's begging sometimes in the Psalms to get God's attention. And it's like, where are you at, God? What are you doing? Why are you allowing this? And why do I feel so bad? Because we have times like that where we don't know what to do and we're lost and we're confused and why did this happen, or how did this be allowed, or what's going on here, and God says, hey, I got you. I've given you wisdom, and I'm giving you hope, and you can get through all the things that have come against you, the people who have been hateful, the people who have come against you, the people who don't know what they're talking about, and they're gossiping and they're saying bad things about you. And um, you know as Christians, we can only keep doing as God has commanded for us to do, set ourselves apart from this world. And I do like how, scripture keeps referring to that over and over again about, what we are supposed to do and obeying his commandments. And he does send out those punishments to those who turn their back on God. And he says, you need to have your households in check. You need to have preparations and to have all these things, but yet don't live in this world. Don't be greedy and selfish and hateful to one another, and don't be angry with each other. And so I love that the Bible that we're reading says all that. I do wish one thing on this Bible, and I probably have already said it, but I really, really wish that when Jesus is talking and we're going over the Matthew chapters right now, I really wish that they would be in red so I could understand who is talking sometimes because it gets kind of confusing. But, I'm not perfect when I'm reading the Bible. I am misspelling words, pronouncing words wrong. I do that on a regular basis, guys. So it's not just me reading the Bible, even though it is hard to understand sometimes. But I do love getting into God's word, even, like I've said, right before I go to bed at night. It just relaxes my soul and gives me new hope for, good dreams and as I'm laying my head down. So I want to thank you for listening to me tonight. God bless, and I'll see you in tomorrow's podcast. Good night.